I feel like you should take what I say with a grain of salt, because I'm just saying things from my own perspective. Yo, it's another young adult guy in his room talking about self-improvement, telling you how you should live your life. But I guess the reason I make these videos is because I want to speak to that 14-year-old kid, that 14-year-old me who is so insecure about himself, who doesn't believe he can achieve anything and that he can't be more than what I am in this current moment. I want to prove to him that we can be more than that. I grew up with a fairly normal life. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I went through all this stages of depression and hardship and whoa, my life was just so hard growing up, because truthfully it wasn't that hard. I mean, I had it so much easier than other people have had, but that doesn't mean I haven't gone through my own hardships. I'm just trying to say that we all go through struggles, and I just don't want to make it seem like I had it the worst. One, it's not a competition, and two, it's all about overcoming yourself. But yeah, I grew up fairly normal. I did grow up very poor at the beginning and relatively on the lower end of the lower class, or middle class, I should say. But I mean, we didn't have much. I always remember going to the store and going there for a purpose with my parents. Like, you couldn't just go shopping for the sake of shopping. No, you had to be there for a reason. If you see something you like, unless you actually need it, you can't get it, because we couldn't afford. We had a budget that much. Basically, we were just barely scraping by. And again, I'm not trying to make it sound like, you know, we had it hard, because there are other people out there who are really in the struggles, who can't even pay this month's rent, who can't even afford to put food on the table. I'm grateful that my parents were able to do that. They were able to provide all the necessities, and look at where we are now. We're doing way better than how we started. But I did always hate that. I did always hate not being able to afford anything. Always, you know, my parents always struggling with money, always having money problems, my family always having money problems. It caused fights. On top of that, I remember how hard it was when my mom and I were poor. We lived in this small shack in Thailand, in this small village. Granted, we were self-sustaining thanks to the village, because we were all family, and we all kind of just grew our own food, raised our own animals. But I remember the first time she took me to the big city, and we went around just for fun, to have a fun day. And I remember seeing all those expensive stuff and not being able to do what everyone else is doing, not able to be able to enjoy it. But funny enough, that was also the most fun I ever had with my mom. And I'm telling you all this because I think the root of all of our problems were stemming not from money, but from this place of insecurity, this place of, you know, you're not good enough, you're not worthy of having all these things, not worthy of living this life. And while I do ultimately just want to live on a farm, live out of nature eventually one day, and not have to worry about anything money related, and just live purely off of life, off of nature, even though I do want to get there, I feel like now in today's age, especially living in the Western world, you can't really do that unless you buy your way out. And that's what I'm gonna do. I guess the reason I make these videos is because I wanna change that mentality for all the kids who are like me, to all the 14-year-old insecure boys who think they couldn't do anything, who can't be anything more than they are now. I want to speak directly to them and tell them that they can. And I want to do that through more than just sitting here and talking to a camera like I am now. Like all these other young guys sitting in their room with their LED lights trying to be all deep and philosophical, like they have the experience to say that. Thanks, Hamza. I'm not one to talk because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I have no experience. I'm still very young. I really haven't really explored the entire picture of life yet. But the least I can do is talk to that 14-year-old me that needed this. But I want to be able to do it through action, through my videography and my boxing. 2 years ago, I bought my first camera with my college tuition, and that was the best decision I ever made. I always liked video editing growing up. I spent a lot of my time on the internet as a kid, you know, on YouTube and playing video games. But it's when I finally decided to take action to learn video editing and to learn cinematography. Granted, I'm not that great at it yet. I am by far not the best at this, and I've got a lot to learn. But the day I decided to just start and just, you know, actually try to be a videographer is when I started finding fulfillment in myself. When I started to realize I really can do this, bitch. You know, I really can do this. My content isn't the best, I know that, but I think right now I'm not that worried about it being so beautiful and technically sound. I just want to make sure that you're able to watch it and you're able to just understand what I'm trying to say to you. I don't care about the analytics. I just want to talk. But yeah, I want to prove to that 14-year-old that you can be this confident, I guess influencer. But you can do it if you just put your mind to it. If you just really focus and hone down on what you need to do, you can make progress. And obviously I'm not where I want to be, but it's a constant pursuit. And I just want to show him that he can be more than what he is. And same with my boxing. I want to prove to that little kid that he's not just some weak, nerdy ching-chong like everyone says he is, like his family says he is, like his friends say he is. I just want to prove to him that he can do it. It's funny because when I told my ex this, my motivations for what I want to do and who I want to be, I told her basically I just wanted to prove all the people who doubted me wrong. And she laughed at my face. I'm not trying to get sympathy points for this, but that was when I knew that I didn't want to be with her. She sounded exactly like all the people in my life who put a finger in my face and told me I couldn't do it. And she did put up a fair point. I shouldn't spend my entire life trying to prove people wrong, but it's not a matter of trying to prove people wrong anymore. It's about trying to prove myself wrong. You know, that insecure 14-year-old who's so negative about everything, who's so pessimistic about himself. I want to prove him wrong. That all those labels that everyone put on you, it's not true. Those are empty words that only actually affect you if you give it meaning. If you just change your mindset and your perspective, I believe that's all it takes to actually be who you want to be. But yeah, it's a constant work in progress. Again, I can't really say much because I haven't really achieved anything significant, but I wanted to at least document everything, because even if no one watches, it's good to have for myself. It's like a journal that I put on the internet for everyone to see. All my insecurities, all the bad traits about myself. But yeah, it's fun to go back and look on old videos and just see how far I've come. But I want to try to be more transparent and more real with myself, you know, to the guy who's watching this in the future, to the future me watching this. Right now, I'm kind of just talking a lot of shit. I have to actually go out and prove it. I don't know if I actually will be able to achieve what I set out to achieve, but I just know that I'm gonna be as persistent as possible. I'm not gonna stop. I've said this every fucking video. Yeah, no, I remember all I did growing up was just literally game all day and watch internet videos. And I always wondered why I never felt confident in myself. I always wondered why I felt like I wasn't capable of anything, because if you want the answers, it's because you don't have a track record of it. Obviously, you're not gonna feel like you're the most confident or capable guy because you've never put in the work. If you're always so afraid of putting in effort and not actually facing your problems, then you're gonna remain the sucky version of who you are now. But it's also more than that. It's about learning to believe in yourself. It's about learning that you are the curator of your own life. Because even when no one is there to look out for you, you gotta be there to watch your own back. And as much as that sucks, that's ultimately what it is. And that's not to say I don't have any insecurities now. I don't have things that I want to work on now, that I'm this perfect guy now. I'm far from it. Look at me. I have a dusty ass mustache and my hair is too long. I'm in this dark room. It looks like a dungeon. I'm far from where I want to be. But it's about the pursuit. It's about the constant effort you put in. That's what matters. Because even if you died tomorrow, at least be happy that you died trying rather than you just never did, you know? But yeah, I kind of forgot why I was making this video. I don't really know what you're supposed to get out of this video. It's kind of just me stroking my own dick. But you really are capable. It's all about focus, determination, relentlessness, and discipline. It's a lot of work, yes, but if you're not actively working towards something you care about, then what's the point? There are a lot of things that I wish I could be better at. There are a lot of things about myself that I wish I could change. But right now, my worry isn't being fixated on these problems, these issues about myself, and, you know, moping around and just feeling sorry for myself, because I've done that and I'm tired of always feeling like I can't do better. Like I have to be this piece of shit like everyone says I am. Nah, I want to prove that wrong. 14-year-old me would have thought exactly that. I want to prove that guy wrong. I want to prove his mindset wrong. I want to prove to him that he can help his family, that he can help people in his life. But I don't know, right now I'm just kind of talking shit. That's it for today. See ya.